Is Candace Parker a hater? Let's talk about it. For context, I just finished watching her podcast with Aaliyah Boston, Post Moves. Great name, love it. First of all, they have a sponsorship with Uncrustables. Uncrustables, call me, okay? I'll put a box right here in every post that I make. Let's do some work. Second of all, Zillow. I've been working in real estate for 21 years now. Haven't gotten a single sponsorship on my podcast or my content. But anyway, it's getting personal. This is not about me. It's about Candace Parker. Let's get to it. Sorry about that rant, but I reeled it back in. So Candace Parker, is she a hater or not? I watched the podcast. I rewatched the tier list. And these are my thoughts and my opinions. My name is Lily. You can call me Lilz. This is the 84 Hoops crew. And I love to talk women's basketball, WNBA, things of that nature, and react to posts. But I'm going to do this from a place of love and a place of having an informed opinion, because I found myself getting caught up in the CP3's a hater, Candace Park, she's no longer a go, let's write her off, she's the worst. And after watching the podcast and understanding the segments of the show and seeing how her and AB interacted together, their chemistry, it works, it's great. And the segment that everyone's getting mad about was her doubling down on the tier list that she made with Complex. And it's a short. It's literally not even an entire interview. It's like a 60-second clip that she had to rank in less than 5 minutes. So boom, benefit of the doubt, right? Did I agree with her tier list? 95% of it, yeah. But when it came to the bottom ranking, I would have put Angel a little higher. But it wasn't my tier list, and I've never played women's professional basketball. It is what it is. We can all have our thoughts and opinions. Fine. But am I going to allow that to disregard everything and all of the work Candace Parker continues to do for the growth of women's sport and what she has done when she was in the league? No, I'm not. I couldn't sit on this here internet and post and talk about certain things or comment on certain topics related to her without making sure I saw the whole show, without making sure I really watched the tier list clip. So if you are basing your opinions off of clips of a clip, I highly suggest you go and sit and watch their interview. I subscribed to the show right after I watched it because I actually thoroughly enjoyed the entire episode. I really did, because I've always been a fan of Candace Parker. I'm growing to be a fan of Aaliyah Boston outside of her career with South Carolina. I don't really follow the Fever as much as I do other teams, so that's probably why I don't have a continuous fanship of AB, but she's an excellent player as well. And I think they both balance each other when it comes to the generational gap. I'm more on the side of Candace Parker. I'm 41 years old, so I understand her takes and kind of that being set in your ways mentality. So I understand that. But I also know it takes a lot of work, internal work, physical work, mental, emotional work, to not be a people pleaser. So she already knew. She gave a heads up in that Complex interview saying, for those of you that are going to go do biographies, I think she meant more like think pieces on her tier list that she's about to say that she had 5 minutes to prepare for, that y'all can go kick rocks. And then she doubled down on the podcast and said we could go kick rocks without socks on and shoes on. And I don't know about you, but I have kicked a rock before and it hurts. So I get the, not wanting to people please. It's her opinion. She can stand on it. And she said this in the podcast, she based her criticism not off of the player's character, which is key. Because she didn't put Angel Reese at the bottom saying that, oh, I don't like her as a person. I'm jealous of her. She wouldn't ever admit that. And I don't think she believes in that because she's well off. But a lot of people base their criticism on players like Angel, Caitlyn, etc. because of they don't like them as a person. But I think she gave proper props to all the players that were on that list. The ranking to me was off, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it or not consider Candace Parker a GOAT anymore because she decided that was her ranking. No, I'm solid. I've reestablished everything. Things are back in order. And that was the other thing. The segment where they were talking about Angel Reese in the podcast is called Order in the Court. And they say, we're going to be taking some heat. So they knew these hot takes and these reactions were going to get some backlash. And she's fully prepared for it. She's a grown woman. Okay? We may not agree with them, but it doesn't equate to her being a hater. I really don't think it is at all. And you also have to consider she's Team Adidas. Maybe that doesn't have to do with anything, but Team Adidas is sponsoring this podcast. So Candace is going to do her to uplift her brand and those that she's working with. And I think they did a great job. We'll see episode number 2, but those are my thoughts. If you made it this far, thank you again. It was a bit long-winded, but I just had to get that off my chest because it was getting out of hand. And if I could do anything to kind of stop the bleeding when it comes to this CP3 slander, Candace Parker slander and hate, then I will. Because she is a GOAT and she deserves the respect to maintain her legacy. And I felt I was starting to fall into that category of basing my opinions off of clips other people have clipped up. So I was rage baited and I fell for it, unfortunately. But here I am reassessing my opinion and coming from a more informed POV. And I'm going to continue to support Candace Parker until I feel like I don't need to. But I don't think it's going to go that route. Whew. Let me know what you think. If you made it this far in this video, thank you. Drop a comment. Drop a GOAT emoji if you're watching right now at this point of the of my conversation, so I know who the real ones are. All right, thank you guys again. It's your girl Lilz, and it's the 84 Hoops crew. Hit that follow button. Join along.